1984 brought us a lot of movies, a lot of A-list Hollywood blockbusters. It also brought us some great B-movies. And if you guys know me by now, I do love a good B-movie. 1984 B-movie, one of the greatest, brought to you by the one and only Lloyd Kaufman. That's right, we're getting silly today, guys, because we're going to take a trip to Tromaville, the Toxic Avenger movie. Fast forward to 1991 when they decided to make a cartoon, The Toxic Crusaders.
Toxic Crusaders. I had no friends, no girls that hugged me till I got radioactive ugly. Toxic Crusaders, Toxic Crusaders.
And out of the Toxic Crusaders, just like a lot of cartoons back in the day, that's right, we had to get some action figures. Hang tight, guys, let's look at some Toxic Crusaders that pretty much no one has in their hand until now. Thanks to Trick or Treat Studios, let's see what we got. Brought to you by Trick or Treat Studios, guys. Here we have Toxic Crusaders, Mayor Grody, the corrupt Mayor of Tromaville. Now this figure was going to be in Wave 2 and almost made it to store shelves. Then they canceled the cartoon after 13 episodes. So no more Toxic Crusaders, no more cartoon, and they held off on getting out Mayor Grody and some of the other characters that were going to come along. I think one of them was Yvonne, and if I'm not mistaken, Trick or Treat Studios is actually working on Yvonne, so hopefully we could see her, of course, with other characters that they were unable to get out there. Now, what is really awesome is, again, Toxic Avenger, the movie, was 1984. Toxic Crusaders was 1991. Fast forward to 2025, 2026. We're talking about a revamp with Peter Dinklage and taking the helm as the Toxic Avenger. I'm looking forward to that, and if they come out with some action figures, it would be hard for me to say no to that. But we got Mayor Grody right here, an unreleased figure out on the shelves sooner than later. We were lucky enough to get this from our friends over at Toy Federation. Let's go ahead and look at the package, guys. It has the classic Toxic Avenger style, highlights, the slime, the neon, the glowing effect. Now, we're going to see if he actually glows or has any glow particles within the figure. You got the little radiation symbols right there, and of course right here is the slime, secret toxic glow-in-the-dark weapon, so radioactive we put it under wraps. So I will not pull that out just because I don't want to make too much of a mess, but classic packaging right here. Trick or Treat Studios in the upper right. Go to the back, you could see some of the other figures that they were able to release just recently. We have Toxie over here and Dr. Killemoff. Now, I don't have either of them because I have the vintage, but when you guys look at these figures, they're pretty much the vintage figures, a little bit of retool, a little bit of different packaging put out there for the store shelves right now. You got the nice little card back right there, Tromaville, USA, Dr. Killemoff, and of course how we were able to get the Toxic Avenger. It's cleanup time, says Toxie. Some of the weapons back here that we're going to look at, and right here a little card, the corrupt Mayor of Tromaville. If you guys want to go ahead and read that, go ahead and hit pause and you guys could read Mayor Grody's card. Right there at the bottom left, you got Troma Now, Trick or Treat Studios, and the barcode. So this, I pulled out another vintage card that we have. We were able to get some more vintage Toxic Crusaders from our guys at Toy Federation as well. So we picked up No Zone, who was coming off card, and we took him off card. And you can see the quick similarities there as far as the colors, vibrant, very, very in-your-face colors, which I love. That's one thing I really love about this line is just the colors and the color pop. Playmates down here did it really good. Similar and a la to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So there's the back of the vintage card. And let's go ahead and look at this again. The back of the Mayor's card. Very similar, except here, your little cross-sell, you got some of the other vintage figures, which we are complete except for Psycho. We need a Psycho in our life. And like I was saying earlier, trying to allude to is hopefully Trick or Treat Studios could give us some more modern, but with the vintage feel to kind of complete our Toxic Crusaders lineup. We're going to go ahead and take him out of the package. Hold on to the end because I got one more figure that I really want to bring out, and a big shout out to a buddy of mine who was able to get that for me. So, but before we get there, let's go ahead and look at Mayor Grody. I really love that card back right there. So if you take out the top shell, that's what it is right there. So we'll go ahead and get rid of that. And in his package, there you go, the big man himself, Mayor Max Grody. Here we have Mayor Grody. We have his bandolier of cigars, and we'll get to that here in a second. I'm going to go ahead and turn around the cart so you guys can look at the creature features as I pull them up. So right there we have the ultra noxious BO blaster. That's right, a little BO. Take down those Crusaders with the power of the pit. Little BO. So let's see if that'll focus in. There it is, the BO blaster. And if you guys notice on a lot of the vintage Toxic Crusader figures, a lot of the speckles would actually glow. So we're going to test the theory here with these. Next to that, he's got his big boy bandolier right there. Holds extra stinky cigars. The flattest apparatus. There you go. Let's actually pull him up. And actually, we could actually remove it off of the Mayor. Big boy Mayor. The big boy Mayor. So let's look at the bandolier. Got his cigars. Awesome classic Playmates detail. It has the detail, not too much into it, but you guys get the vintage feel. Now the next thing you see up here is the Toxic Glow in the Dark Sprinkled Throw Nut. It is probably in this secret Toxic Glow in the Dark weapon. So like I said, I am not going to get super messy for this review. You guys could go ahead and leave your negative comments down there, but we're just looking at this thing real quick. There, I don't know if you guys could see it floating around, but it is in there. So glow in the dark weapon right there in the goo. Flattest apparatus. Let's go ahead and look at that right here. You have your bio symbol and it says vote for me. And let's go ahead and see if the hose will connect. There it is. Connects right there to the side. And then the last thing is the gastral gas mask. There you go. Mayor Grody can't stomach the stench of his own lies. How about that? That's actually pretty good. Let's see what this mayor's about. Again, Playmates had it right with the vibrant colors, the cartoony style, and Trick or Treat Studios, I think, nailed it right here. If only this would have came out in 1991 with the other ones, but like I said, we're just happy to have it now. Bright orange tie, good detail on the shirt. You can see his belly coming out. Money because he's a greedy you-know-what. He's got the cigar. Right here in the back, he's got the fat stacks in the back. Look at that. Troma 2025. Trick or Treat Studios. Very awesome to see. Now let's go ahead and see if this guy has any articulation. A little bit of rotation at the head. His arms, well, 360. What about the waist? Any swivel? I don't think there's any swivel, but you can see a little, not a little butt, a big butt. Right here you can see a little cut for the legs, and yeah, the legs do move just a touch, just to get him into place. So let's see if we can get him to stand. There we are, we got him to stand. Let's go ahead and see if we could put some of these accessories on him, see what it looks like. And there we have the mayor with his BO blaster and his mask on. And his tank does, and if you want, port into this little peg right here at the back of the bandolier. Now, the mask is oversized, so if you move around a little bit, it will kind of loosely pop up. If you are just going to have it displayed like this, it should be just fine. And one more time, let's look a little bit closer. You guys could see, and let's look at the back. And you guys can kind of see what I was talking about. It kind of just sits on there, okay? One thing, as I was doing some of the articulation, I did not point out that he does swivel right there at the elbow. Here, the elbow and the forearm for both arms right there. So, I mean, again, decent articulation for a Playmate style, vintage style figure now made by Trick or Treat Studios. I think they nailed it. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and leave the accessories on. Let's go ahead and do one more test to see if this thing actually glows in the dark. We didn't, but this glows in the dark. There you go. I don't know if that's coming in good. You guys can see the ooze, and you guys can see right there floating in the middle. So there you go. So now if you wanted the mayor to glow, go ahead and just open this out and pour it all over him. Now here's the true test, guys. The modern figure in the mayor fits with our vintage figures. So let's bring our vintage figures in, and you leave it in the comments and you decide if it's a pass or if it's an absolute fail. You got the mayor, and of course you need Dr. Killemoff. You need your bonehead. And you also need an army building radiation ranger. And who do they face off against? Of course, our hero, Toxie himself. And I'll put them kind of side by side so you guys could actually see the size differences between Toxie and the mayor. You got the Major Disaster. Put him right there. Come on, Toxie, show off that shield. You got No Zone. Where's our headbanger at? You got the headbanger. What's your team of Toxic Crusaders without Junkyard? And there we go. We got all vintage minus the mayor. If they would have released this on time, Series 2, we wouldn't be having this discussion or this review, potentially. But we have it here right now. Now, I got one more for you. Now, we did mention Yvonne. Hopefully, Trick or Treat Studios puts her out, and maybe Toxie's mom. That would be really great. And another figure that we really wanted to come out, but really didn't make it, and we were lucky that Ish and a team of creators put out the Pluto. And I want to put the Pluto kind of like off to the side here, because he is about 11 inches tall, vinyl, right there in the middle of everything. Let's go ahead and bring our guys in. Some more bad guys. Dr. Killemoff. You got Bonehead right there. You got the mayor. Let's go ahead and bring Dr. Killemoff up front a little bit. Get Toxie, Major Disaster. Let's get No Zone, Junkyard. There you go. Leave it in the comments. If you collect Toxic Crusaders, is this a yes? Is this a pass? Are we glad to have it? What other figures are you guys looking for? I'm very happy to get this. Thanks again to Toy Federation for having this in stock and having it on the shelves. For Mayor Grody, the bad guy, the evil bad guy with, there you go, the bucks in the trunk. Mayor Grody, the bad guys, the Toxic Crusaders. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Always enjoy the ride. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.